Gopala Astrology Channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. We are going to continue discussion with Sudan about the Kuiper belt and outer planets, and the interesting part of today's discussion will be we are going to go for case studies, the real life case studies, and Sudan is going to surprise me with someone who is known to him very well, but I don't know that person, and we are going to pitch that chart for you guys, and we are going to do some predictions. We will use both modern astrology as well as classical astrology charts for those examples, and also we will see some great celebrities examples so that we can interpret that for the common man as well. Okay, so I give the stage to Sudan. So I want you to go ahead and ask me questions whenever you want, and you can stop me or feel free to stop me. All right, so I'm going to start sharing the screen, and then we can begin our session today. All right,
thank you, Gopala sir.
Yes, Sudan. So are you able to see my screen, and are you able to hear me well?
I can see the screen. So 4 weeks we discussed about basic astrology, how to understand the charts, right? Interpreting. So today let us take up some practical charts, and with your wisdom, you can interpret those charts. Give us the interpretation based on your understanding. Let us see, starting from prominent people, 2 people, and after that we can have different charts which are unknown people for you and rest of the world.
Certainly. We are going to make this video very interesting for our viewers as well, and let's have some intense discussions. All right. So just to continue with what we talked in the last week's session, we said a lot about outer planets. We talked about the importance, the hierarchy of planets starting from Pluto up to Moon. So we said that farther the distance that the planet or the Centaur is from the Earth, maximum importance it has to be given. Okay, and its impact on human life will be for long-term duration. That's very important. Okay, so this is the Kuiper belt that we talked about, and these are the debris that are left out during the formation of solar system. So these boulder of rocks, which are bigger than even Mercury, couldn't get converted into planets, and they are left out here floating in air, and they are also circling the sun. All right, so a lot of importance are given to XYZ planets, and they all have very, very eccentric orbit, including Pluto. Pluto also goes in a very eccentric and elliptical path. That is the reason why it spends a lot of time in certain rashis or certain zodiac signs, and it spends less time in some other ones. Okay, so with that knowledge that we learned last week, let's proceed further, and all this credit goes to always, let's not forget, Greenstone Lobo and his research work. All right, so this is the Kuiper belt. Now, this is the screenshot I wanted all of our viewers to take so that you will learn the 12 zodiac sign and 12 ownership system. All right, so we have total 16 bodies. Out of that, Sun, Moon are considered as luminaries, and Rahu, Ketu are magnetic nodes. So remaining all the 12 zodiac signs are filled with their owners, and we will apply this chart in the coming examples. Okay, so let's take the example of our famous celebrity Prime Minister. Okay, so one in a millennium, I guess. So this person is born in a place called Meshana. Okay, and it was on September 17th. Okay, the time of birth, the general Google says it's 11 a.m. and it shows the ascendant as Scorpio. But after a lot of analysis and birth time correction, we have been given that he is born in Libra ascendant, and that's why the time is put as 10:30. Okay,
just to cross-verify what you are saying.
Right.
Narendra Modi is the head of the government, right? So usually the sun is going to be very powerful for a person who is in a in a government as that too as a prime minister. But his sun is in the 12th house. Should we really consider it as a 12th house?
Okay, it's a very interesting question. So let me put back this slide. Okay, I removed that slide which had the hierarchy of planets. Okay, this is the question that I wanted you to really ask me. Okay, so look at this chart, which is just the classical astrology chart. It doesn't have the outer planets. Okay, if I remove the name Narendra Modi from this and I just give it to any astrologer, even you are a student of astrology, I am a student of astrology too. So if I see this, as you rightly pointed out, oh, Sun is in the 12th house. This man must have really had a very tough young childhood. And of course, even the youth of this person is totally ruined, because Sun is the engine of the horoscope. It goes to the 12th house and it is in combustion with who? Ketu and Saturn. So very weak Sun is there for Narendra Modi ji. Right? So anybody sees this horoscope says that he cannot be a prime minister like what he is now. Right? So this is the example that we should really see and understand, that outer planets has to be considered. If not, this classical astrology alone will not define who is Narendra Modi and his powerful role that he's playing in Indian politics, right? So it cannot be understood. That is why I will come back to your question and I'm going to precisely answer to you. Please understand that planet X is a very important heavenly body, or an object, or a centaur. So whenever you take the main celebrities, right? For example, even 30 to 40% of American presidents, they have planet X in the 7th house, because 7th house represents others. So Lagna is you yourself, and 7th house represents the masses. So that's why whenever you see any big responsible person who really contributes to the society, they are found to have planet X in the 7th house. Even Bill Clinton, even many presidents, okay, even Obama has 7th house planet X. Okay, so that is one thing that you can see. So planet X is giving more impact for him than Sun itself. The Sun is showing me that he is born in a very ordinary family with very less contribution from his father, but maximum mother has taken the role of father, and she has also suffered a lot. Actually, it's a red moon here. Okay, but the mother is to be seen from the 4th house of Saturn here, ruling Capricorn, and it goes and sits in the 10th house. So mother has motivated him to really come up in life in one way or the other, right? So the father's role may be very minimum in his life, and that is why he must have had a very ordinary childhood, and even they say he's a chaiwala and all that, right? But look at planet X. What has happened to planet X? So we must see that the ruler of 8th house is what? Mr. Sudan, please understand, 2nd house is our money, right? Exactly opposite house is others' money. That means the others' money lord goes and sits in the 7th house. What did he do for the others' money? In the 2016, he did what? 2016 or 2017? So what did he do with the others' money? He said it's all cancelled. All the black money people were running here and there, right? He made a big impact, very big impact. That's what this 8th house lord, planet X, came and sat, and he regularized money in India, right? He made everybody follow rules, and everybody, he made them to stand in the queue, including Rahul Gandhi, right? So that
you should exclude Rahul Gandhi. Why? Don't include him.
Okay. So that's what he did, and then look at his Pluto, my friend. His Pluto is extremely powerful. It is, if you see the exact degree, it is just entering 1 degree. It is called nascent Pluto, right? So it is the eagle avatar of Pluto, which our good friend Greenstone Lobo keeps saying about eagle avatar. People who are born with the eagle avatar can be a very ordinary person. From nowhere, they will become, like eagles. They will fly above the clouds and become shining stars of the world. There are so many examples like Bill Gates.
And this eagle avatar happens once in how many years?
Once in 250 years.
My God.
You have some people say it's even beyond 250 years, up to 300, any time between 200 to 250 to 300 years, because the Pluto has a very eccentric path. Right? So I will easily say once in 250 years, a person like Narendra Modi or Bill Gates or born.
That's like 4 generations, more than that.
Perhaps more than that. Once in 5 generations, we see, because the life expectancy in those times were
more.
No, they were not very high.
But not very high.
Not very
but
high.
People used to live a long age.
Yeah, exceptions are always there. You should take the world statistics. People in Africa and all villages, they don't have vaccinations, they die, all that. Correct? So when you take the global average, life expectancy has gone up a lot now, but in those days it was very less. Right? So that means to say there is a very strong influence of Pluto in his horoscope. The first one, you look at Uranus, number 9. His belief system has a change. 5th Lord goes to the 9th house, right? This is a very, very powerful Lakshmi Yoga. He himself may not enjoy that, but he is having that Bhagyam.
So, 5th Lord is Uranus, is it?
5th house is Aquarius or Kumbha Rashi. So, 5th Lord goes to the 9th house.
So, 5th Lord is Uranus according to modern astrology.
Modern astrology, and then it goes and sits in the Bhagyasthanam. So, it has maximum impact.
What is Bhagyasthana?
Bhagyasthana is 9th house.
Why you call it Bhagyasthana?
So 9th house and 9th Lord are called Bhagyadipati and Bhagyasthana by classical astrology.
Okay. So what happens?
So whenever that person has one more point I will tell you. These slow moving planets always give their results after the midlife, after 35-40. So in the early childhood stages, you will not still see the impact of this immediately. Mm-hmm. So that Bhagyam came to him after 40. Mm-hmm. Right? So this Bhagyam, in classical astrology chart, in this next page, you don't see anything here. It's an empty house. Right? You don't see that. You don't see Uranus. We were not giving that much importance to Uranus until Greenstone Lobo said that you should include it in our sidereal system. Right? So that is where he had a huge bhagyam to become #1 man in India, right? Okay. Out of nowhere. Then what else we can see? The outer planets. Planet Z, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th house is motherland, and he loves his country and his motherland like his real mother herself. So he becomes a celebrity in his motherland with the 11th Lord, planet Z or Cupid. It goes and sits in the 4th house. So he is going to be a very, very famous celebrity, and he will do many things which other prime ministers would have never achieved, never dreamt of achieving also. Right? So that is what he has given a very good head start for the India's progress. That is what we are very proud of our.
And just to see, the 2nd house moon is debilitated. What do you think about it?
Yeah, he don't really bother about saving money for himself. He's an ordinary man. You know? He apart from being this prime minister and such a powerful man, when you go and talk to him individually, he don't believe in amassing the wealth for himself. His bank account is open. He has nothing hidden. Right? His own brothers and sisters, his family. 2nd house represents the family created by the father. Right? So siblings, mother, everybody is included in the 2nd house, and his long-term savings, something that he values. He is valuing what? He is valuing the 10th Lord, which is green, Chiron. Right? Chiron owns Cancer zodiac sign according to modern astrology of Greenstone Lobo, and that Lord gets in exaltation condition or Uchasthana condition in this 2nd house. Right? He values his work, karma. So whatever work he does, he is working for 16 hours, 17 hours a day. All that can be seen through this Chiron, which is a very powerful centaur. It is sitting in his 2nd house, and that impact is more. So you can see that most of the outer planets are really green for Narendra Modi. And that's why he is Modi. Right? So these outer planets are making him. Otherwise, if you just see this chart, you don't see anything much.
But 12th house Neptune. Neptune is again very important planet, right?
Neptune. He has a lot of planets in the 12th house, even Ketu, right? So
I think there is some kind of significance in 12th house having so many planets for him.
Yes, it has.
Right?
It
When
has.
it's
People say
signifying that he is going to
yes,
attain his,
his salvation.
salvation, right? Moksha.
So it is very, very clear that whenever the Ketu is there in the 12th house, the person is going to suffer a lot. His initial part of his life, he has suffered a lot. Even he was not having food properly at some point of time when he was a volunteer and he used to work for RSS. He has done a lot of campaigns on his own. There was no big support during those times, and he has suffered a lot actually. So all that shows, see, whoever has Ketu in the 12th house, they will have a lot of ups and downs in their life. It's not an easy materialistic life at all. They will be almost sannyasis, You can even see Yogi Adityanath also has 12th house Ketu. Baba Ramdev has 12th house Guru, Jupiter. So such people are there to help others and they suffer themselves a lot. Sleeplessness, why he sleeps very less is because of all these planets in the 12th house. 12th house represents Shaya Graham. So when these planets are there, it makes him sleepless. It's not a comfort. They have a lot of tasks to complete in their life. All right. So this is a beautiful horoscope of a man who struggled almost for 35-40 years, and he raises like a phoenix after he attains the age of 50. So 50 to 75 is going to be his peakest period of time. All right. So that's about him, and we are very proud of that gentleman. Now, one more celebrity of late 18th century. We are equally proud of this person from South India, Nalwadi Krishna Raja Vadiyar. So he has also achieved a lot of things for his country and his kingdom in a short span of time. Right? So he was a restless human being. He worked very hard, and we know all the institutes, all the type of resources that we have in Karnataka, especially Bangalore, Mysore, is all contributed by this great personality. Right? So look at his horoscope, and classical astrology wise, it still shows beautiful Jupiter, an exalted Jupiter in the Lagnam. Karkataka Lagna people and then Sima Lagna people, normally they are born in royal families, and these two are royal Rashis actually. So that is the first thing itself. And look at Venus. The fourth lord Venus sits in the Lagnam itself. That means his fourth house represents Matrubhumi, and Matrubhumi people come to him. Right? So that is what is the beauty of Venus in the first house for this great king. And also Jupiter happens to be the lord of 9th house and 6th house according to classical astrology. So classical astrology says 6th and 9th in the first house. So even that is a great Raja Yoga. Right? First house represents a quadrant house, and 9th house represents a Trikona house. So whenever the quadrant or Kendrasthana house and Trikona gets combined, it forms a very powerful Raja Yogam. That is why his Lagna or his mind or brain had exalted Jupiter. So even classical astrology wise, you just look at this itself, it says that this man must be a very, very rare soul to be born. Right? So let's add more value to his chart by giving this colorful chart here of Greenstone Lobo, and look at the outer planets, right? The first attraction that I see is planet X, or Kubera himself sits in his Bhagyasthana. That means the 11th Lord, Kubera, sits in the 9th house. So he's really a man of resources. He has all the richness, he has all the resources, he can gather the resources and then put it for his luck house. Right, so he is a very, very lucky person to be born in this time. And I have got all this data from the Google, and we searched it, and then we have put it. I hope it should be the correct one. Okay, so this is the time that it is showing in the Google, and especially that website which shows his horoscope. All right, so 9:15 in the morning gives me the Karkataka Lagna. Now, look at his 11th house, my friend. 11th house has Saturn. 7th Lord is what? 7th house represents what? Just now I said, Sudan, it represents others, right? So others are going to be benefited by this person. It's all sitting in the deep exaltation. Again, see, please understand, Saturn also gets exalted in Taurus according to Greenstone Lobo. So 7th Lord gets exalted in the 11th house, and so he does the maximum benefit for the people. Until he is alive, he has done something good or the other. He was a restless soul. He never did anything for his swartham. He gave it everything to the people. Right? This type of kings are born maybe like what I said, once in 250 years or something like that. All right. So very rare personality. Look at his courage. His third house, courage and intelligence, it has got Uranus. Uranus is what? I said Brahma, creator, right? He created many things. Indian Institute of Science, Tata Institute. What else? How many achievements? When I saw the PowerPoint presentation of all his, somebody made a PowerPoint presentation of all of his achievements. When I saw that, I started having goosebumps. So is it so much?
Yes, even now, I mean, just doing one achievement is people get, it's a big feat.
How many oppositions will be there? In fact,
Oh, yeah.
that is why I was seeing that and I saw, oh, I didn't even know that these things were done by a king who lived 100 years, 150 years back. Isn't it? So wonderful, wonderful achievement. In those times itself, he had a far big vision for Karnataka state, Mysore state. We used to call it as Mysore state during the British time, and his contributions were outstanding. And unfortunately, his Pluto is red, but it is still in the 11th house. That means fifth lord in the 11th house. So he himself did not enjoy much. Fifth house is all about Purva Punya Sthanam. So he got whatever from the Purva Punyam, he spent everything to this 11th house of masses, all his masses, contacts. But everybody got benefited. His ministers, I think he totally changed, transformed the Mysore state during his tenure. Right, and look at his fifth house. Third lord goes to the fifth house. Planet Y is also in exaltation. So he's a man of numbers. I told you, meticulous, hardworking, and number-oriented people, right? They are all going to have planet Y exalted. So he's having number 5, fifth house occupied by a very, very powerful planet Y, which is Vishwakarma, right? The third lord in the fifth house, he applies his intelligence, and he is a very lucky person to have this. Okay, he may not work for the name and fame because planet Z is red for him, but it comes to him automatically, whether he wants or not. Even after he died, and even after 100, 150 years, we are talking about this personality, right? So that much fame and name he has got, and it came to him later. So maybe during his time there was no
social media,
no social media, nothing was there.
Right.
Isn't it? So it is.
I mean, just think like now, just people doing small work, it is projected in a big way because of social media.
But this man did everything,
and no projection because of
nobody knew, and he is getting famous after 100 years.
After 100 years.
Yeah, anyway, now thanks to social media for at least publishing certain good works of this man, maybe he has done more. Some of them are not even captured.
I mean, most of the works are all for the people and for the development, for the welfare. I mean, nothing is for his glory, right? That is the greatness.
That is all. That is all. Seventh Lord is exalted in the 11th house. So you can see that. It's done for everything for others. Right. And he himself, and then he has second house Mars. He is very truthful person, straightforward. He's a soldier. He talks straight. He doesn't know how to deceive people or anything like that for any. He's a very straightforward person. He knew what is good for his state. And he knew what he has to do it, and he did it. And he implemented it. See, many people will have a lot of ideas. Okay, but implementation is very powerful because he was thinking out of box. Uranus is all out of box. Creativity. Nobody knew that we can have a beautiful scientific institute in Karnataka itself. They had to go to Germany or somewhere. You want to do some testings and all. We had to send the samples outside India during those times. But he had a vision that he wants to have all the material testing lab and other things inside Bangalore. That type of thinking came because of this Uranus in the third house of intelligence. All right. So that's it. Now let's go with your flow now. I want you to give me some date of births. Let's
I'm going to give you some unique charts where I'm going to tell you why these planets are here, and you're going to explain me for what reason it can be there.
Yeah, you just give me the date of birth. I'm going to first put it in our Jagannath Hora, where it will give us the classical astrology chart, and from there we will take over to Greenstone Lobo as well. Okay. All right. So let me drink some water.
Sure.
Yeah, let's keep the name of the person unanimous. Okay, we are not going to reveal the name of the person.
Okay.
So you just tell me a date of birth now. I'm going to enter
You
it.
take the date of birth. 24.
Sorry.
24.
24.
June.
Okay.
1985. 1985, right?
1985. Okay. Some person is born. What is the time?
9:95.
In the morning?
Yeah, in the morning.
9:05 in the morning. Let's put 1 second. That is good enough. It's a male or a female?
Male. Mysore.
Mysore also. Okay. Let's
You
put
can
that.
just, yeah.
It's already there. Mysore is already there. So I got it. So this is the chart in which it is born. So Simha Rashi and Purva Falguni Nakshatra is the nakshatra in which the moon was there. And the ascendant, it is showing me as Karkataka Rashi.
No. Cancer.
Cancer zodiac sign as the ascendant. Cancer ascendant. So this is what is the thing. Okay. So based on this, classical astrology, let's try to analyze a little bit. Okay. So first thing that I see is the Lagna Lord, according to classical astrology, is moon. Moon goes to the second house. So very family oriented person, number one.
Okay.
And he has fourth house, two negative planets. Of course, Saturn is exalted. It's in Vakri Sthanam. So Saturn goes to the fourth house and Ketu already is there. This will kind of bring separation from the motherland for this man at some point of time, either in the Ketu or Saturn Mahadasha or Antardasha. At one point of time, he will be made to go out of his motherland. This kind of travel can be a far distance travel as well. Why? Because Karkataka Rashi is a Chara Rashi. Right? So Karkataka Lagnam, the Lagnam itself, his body itself is in the Chara Rashi, in a moving type of zodiac sign. And look at his 12th house. So 12th house has 12th Lord in the 12th house. Mercury is already there and Surya also is there. Now, just to have a cross-check of this confirmation, you must look into what is known as Bhava Chalita chart as well. So in that also, since Lagna is at 20 degrees, it's not very far away from 15 degrees, which is the mean value, right? So not many planets changed for this person. Okay, so Lagna is still the same, Ketu and Saturn is still the same, Jupiter is in the 7th house of Vakri Sthanam. Everything looks to be the same. These two are very, very identical charts. Right. Normally, this usually happens when Lagna is very close to 15 degrees of a particular Rashi. But when it is very close to the end of the Rashi, like 28, 29, 27 degrees also, the whole thing is going to change in Bhava Chalita chart. I hope you remember our lesson that we spoke in one of the previous sessions, that Bhava Chalita chart is very important to know the positions from the Lagna. Because the Lagna Rashi, you want to make it, you always put the Lagna angle as the center of the Rashi, and then you will add 15 degrees on the right side and 15 degrees on the left side and create the Rashi. Right? From there, the people will have, if it is a very close to the fag end of one Rashi, it will have a dual characteristics. If this ascendant were to be in the beginning of Karkataka Rashi, then they will have the dual nature. They will have some characteristics of Gemini as well as the characteristics of Karkataka Rashi. Okay. So
now what do you say about the 12th house Sun and the 4th house Saturn again?
So 12th house Sun is very significant. Why? Because the second Lord goes to the 12th house. So there will be at some point of time no much contribution from his father. So he may lose his father in an early stage of life. For example, it's quite unfortunate for this combination to be seen. And then he will have a little bit problematic childhood. And, fourth house represents our bachelor degrees, the first phase of education. He had to work very hard to get that. So financial support system was very weak for this person. He must have worked very, very hard. As there is his Jupiter, which is the Karaka for the academic education, also goes to retrograde, and it is in a debilitation position. But he will make it happen because Saturn is still exalted. What is the angle in which it is there? It's in 26 degrees. So please understand, Saturn becomes deepest exalted in Libra in 27 degrees. So this man is lucky for that portion. Whatever work he does, it will be his own hard work and he will come up in his life in a very big way later, in the later stage of his life. Look at his 7, 8, 9, 10. 10th house Rahu makes him very passionate person to work hard, and he has got Venus also there in the 10th house, which is the 4th lord. So sitting in the 10th house, Venus looks into its own house as well. So he will have a support of a lot of females. That means he may have female co-workers and things. He may have, for example, female boss. 10th house is all about authority, right? So he may have a female boss where he's working, for example, right? So
one thing is true. One thing is right. He lost his father in a young age.
Oh, okay. You know this person yourself.
I know all these people.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I cannot understand whether you are saying the right thing or not.
Yes. So, that's good. That's nice of you. So you know the person, and then you can always cross-check what is going on and things like that. But at one stage, this person, see, now 1985 means 15 plus 22. So he must come into a stage wherein he's thinking of going abroad as well.
But because he cannot, because he's in a government job.
He works in a government. Okay, 10th house Rahu gives him a government job. Okay, let us look what is blocking him to move out of the country, because classical astrological chart says that he has to go.
So why don't you look at the Dasha ones?
Dasha also. Okay, let us see the Dasha in which he was born in Shukra Dasha, and then what was 1 minute? What was the Rashi? Okay, this is Purva second. So that means out of 20 years of Shukra, 10 years we call it as Garbhagatam. That means it's over. So he will have 10 years of, roughly 10 years of Venus. Okay, so the 10 years of Venus must have been there, and that's why it is showing as 1977. Okay, so but even though he's born in 1985, because always the calculation comes as it is, and he would have got that in the Garbhagatam. So that is over in the birth. Now Sun, and then he went through, this Sun period was very tough for him. Probably he would have lost his father during this period of time, and unfortunate events would have happened, because 12th house Sun is not so good. Okay, these are all the related matters due to Pitru Dosham also. Okay, and then Moon came to his rescue. Okay, Moon has come to his rescue. He did a lot of schooling and betterment in this period of time. His education must have flourished very well, because it's Lagnadipati. Always remember one thing: Lagnadipati Mahadasha will always be good for people. Okay? Irrespective of whoever is even Saturn. Okay. If he is the Lagnadipati will never have any doshas. Okay, he will always give.
You were talking about Lagnadipati, and according to Greenstone Lobo, the Lagnadipati will be all outer planets, but they don't have.
Yes, we will come to that. I have not even come to Greenstone Lobo yet. We are just working on.
No, I'm talking about Dasha, because he never speaks about Dasha over there.
For the outer planets, what happens is the research work has to be done further, and then please understand the results will come after 35. This is what is my personal experience of the last 4 years, how I have applied the charts and how I have applied the Greenstone Lobo's concept personally. Even though Dasha Bhuktis and all, he has not defined like how class. I'm still using the Dashas and Antardashas of our Vedic astrology. But Ashara system is still the best.
Right. So he has his Rahu till 2038, right? From 2020.
2020, yes. Now is the phase, he may think of moving out as well. Very high chances are there. So this person will have the complete influence of Rahu for 17 years. So 20, and now he is under Rahu as well. Okay, so he will have a lot of responsible role to play now as Rahu gets into the fiery sign. Okay, for him it's the fiery sign, and it's a Rahu return as well. As you see the Gochara Palam. So we have to keep the Gochara Palam also for this person. Okay. And the Gocharam, what is happening? That is 20% it is giving from his Lagnam. And of course, we have to see from the moon sign also. That is 50% weightage has to be given for that 20% of the Palam, other than the Mahadasha Antardasha. So this fellow will have a lot of responsible role to play now in his job. So his 10th house is very much activated. And then next comes the Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be there for 2.5 years. This is the time he may even have chances to go outside. Okay, he is definitely go out.
But he cannot go out because he doesn't have that qualification or experience, because he is working for a government like railways.
Okay.
Right. So there's no.
We don't know how the chances comes, but the dashas are going to make him move out, and then it can always. Let us put this light on Greenstone Lobo charts. Okay, let's go to the website here again. I'm going to close all these things. All right, let's go to his chart, and then let's go to a new horoscope data entry sheet. Okay, let's put some person one. Okay, let's not put the name.
Just put AK.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, for my reference, so I can understand what you're putting, person instead of person.
Okay, should I put AK?
Yeah, just AK.
Okay, somebody. Okay, now can you repeat the name? June something you said, right?
24.
June
24.
24.
1985.
1985.
95.
905. Okay. And this can be something. And then he's born in Mysore, you said, right? So let's put this information and see what the outer planets will come out. Okay. So this is his outer planets chart. Okay. Look at all these things. So look at X, Y, Z for this person first, and then look at Pluto, my friend. Pluto goes to debilitation in the 4th house. Right?
This is for everybody who is born in 1985.
Not necessarily, because this is Karkataka Lagna. 4th house debilitation of Pluto happens for this man. So some other people might have born in different Rashis as ascendant. It will give different results. Okay. Right? You remember our discussion? Ascendant changes for every 2 hours, at least 2 hours. Every 2 hours we have a new ascendant in the zodiac.
Everybody's Pluto is debilitated.
For this period of time, exactly, yes. And even in that, there are 3 avatars. You remember the first 4 to 5 degrees is called Eagle Avatar, and then it is called.
And that is for everyone in every house.
For every Rashi, we have the same concept.
And that,
but please understand, the exaltation happens in Leo, and it's more pronounced in that.
So this eagle and
gray lizard, and then
gray lizard
in Pluto is same.
Whoever is born in gray lizard will have a problem.
Not like how it gives result in Simha Rashi, but it will have similar effects for sure. Similar, but it's not in the multiple folds or like what we discussed about 1959 born people are the unluckiest in the world, right? So in fact, it happens.
That is like, if you are born in gray lizard, in any other sign, what is going to be the impact?
They will also go through certain periods of time in the midlife, very tough.
Okay, now can you tell me, in people born between 1980 and 1990, where do they?
You have to put the chart. This is the example you have given, somebody who is born in 1985, and let us see what is the angle in which Pluto is there. Pluto is about 9 degrees. It is coming almost to gray lizard. Right. So that's why this man may not be very lucky man. I tell you, in other planets we will see, but in terms of Pluto itself, if you see, this man has to pay back a lot of karmic debts, but not as like Sanjay Dutt or Princess Diana, who was killed in a very, Princess Diana who had a very miserable, different type of death and all that sudden accident. And then example of Michael Jackson or Diego Maradona, right? He became drug addict kind of a thing, and that type of death they may not have, but they will have a lot of problems to face, especially in the motherland. As long as he continues to stay there, he has to pay back many things, which he will be facing. Right. So related to 4th house, he will have a lot of problems. He may not have a luxurious house, for example, and then he may not have very peaceful atmosphere in the house. There will be always some friction. Somebody he has to keep, providing them. And
what do you tell about his siblings?
Okay, let's wait. We'll come to the siblings. So first, analyze the outer planets in that hierarchy. Remember, first Pluto. Pluto is screwed up for this man. Okay, the second hierarchy is planet X for wealth, money, and all that. So 11th Lord being placed in the second house should be Lakshmi Yoga, right? So 11th house is incoming gains and second house is saving. He's supposed to save money, right? He will save money, no doubt about it. Planet X still does his job, but it is in a fall house. So that means he will spend money, he will save money, he will equally spend it also. He will save money, he will spend it. He will save money, he will spend it. So the cash flow comes, but unfortunately, he cannot save it for a longer period of time. That's what we can interpret. Okay. And then we were talking about his movement to the foreign land, right? So these are all not given high significance in terms of movement, right? In terms of hierarchy. So we don't give much, but we give a lot of weightage to planet X. We give a lot of weightage to Pluto. We give a lot of weightage to Neptune, Uranus as well. So if you see there, there is no connection to the 12th house of long distance journeys. 9th house. Where is 9th house? 9th house is ruled by Neptune, remember. Okay, so 9th Lord goes to 6th house. 6th house is what? 6th house is all about competitors. 6th house is loans, debts, okay, and prarabdha karmams. So day-to-day routine type of jobs. So I don't see that there is a long distance journey for him for education purpose, for example. 9th house is higher learning also. So 6th house placement of this 9th Lord may not give him long distance journeys. Okay, this is denying that. And that is one thing. And then what else can give long distance journeys? 12th Lord, Mercury. 12th Lord is there in the 12th house, but it is also in a fall house. Okay, it is shown as red Mercury. So that is also not very active. Okay, so outer planet wise, okay, how about second Lord? Second Lord, if it is placed in the 12th, you should go for foreign countries, but it is there in the Matrubhumi itself. You see, his family is there in the 4th house itself. He is very much connected between second house and the 4th house.
Which one you are talking about? Matrubhumi?
I'm talking about planet Z. Please always remember, we are giving a lot of importance to outer planets.
Okay, so planet Z is what?
Planet Z is the Cupid. It is the one which makes you famous. Some people call it as Kamadev or something like that. And that is the one which gives you name and fame. He will get a lot of name and fame in the motherland. Okay, he will add a lot of value to his family. And father's created family, he will do his best to bring the name and fame for that family. In the combination of two bad planets, Pluto and Ketu, he will still put a lot of efforts for upliftment of his 4th house. Okay, this man, it is very difficult for him to have luxurious cars or luxurious bungalow houses and all that. So he will live in an ordinary family, ordinary house. He can live a middle-class family, but he will be contented because planet Z is green, right? He will be a contented man as the time progresses, but he may not become a super rich guy because planet X is screwed up for him.
Okay.
Right? So it makes a lot of sense.
Now I have a question which you have to answer.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Pluto degrees, from which degrees to which degree? Is it eagle? And you have to tell me from which degree it is grey lizard.
Okay, let me see whether I can pull that document here in my file here. We put that in our previous presentation anyway. So let me see whether I have that here. I need to open it up. Sorry, we have to search. I have a lot of stuff here. This is Chiron. So I may have a lot of photos here and all that. Give me a minute. Let me stop share for a second and search for myself. And then I'm going to put that for you. Okay, this is Pluto for you. Okay, I got it. So I'm going to share the screen shortly. And this is the picture I want to tell you. Okay, look at this, friend. Eagle avatar is there between 2 and 10 degrees. I can even say 0 degrees, 0 to 10 degrees. So 10 to 20 degrees, 10 to 24 degrees, sorry, is really the grey lizard. And 24 to 30 degrees is all about scorpion. So this is the rough guideline that you should keep it for your mind. Okay.
Oh.
So this is given by the man himself, Greenstone Lobo. I
So
just took a
0 to
screenshot
10
from
is
him.
always eagle.
Correct. So 2 to 10 degrees, a lot of people are born there, they will achieve. And please reduce the intensity compared to Leo. In Leo, he does all the things because it's the exaltation house for Pluto.
Okay.
Right? So it's the constructive destruction in the maximum, max out. They say max out bonus, right? It's something like that. He gives max out bonus in Leo, especially for those eagle avatar people born once in 250 years, right? So that is where such celebrities are born.
What about 24 degrees to 30?
24 to 30 degrees are like people like Khans, okay? Salman Khan, Amir Khan, and keep them as reference, okay? And Shah Rukh Khan. So they will become very famous, okay? They will sting you, bite you back if you disturb them.
Okay.
Right? That's the point. So somebody go and arrested Amir Khan's son, and finally what happened to that person who arrested him? That fellow got into troubles. Okay, I mean, I don't want to put any political view here. I don't want to be in
Let's avoid the political
but
view.
really, until the time that he arrested Shah Rukh Khan's son, that fellow was doing very well. Right? The moment he was arrested, he became wrong, and his jati started coming up, and he was exposed in many things. And they said that that fellow is not a sincere officer. So something will happen. So Scorpion people will bite you back very strongly if you do bad things to them. Unless you don't touch them, they won't do anything for you. They mind their own business. They will be very famous celebrities for sure. You can even take the example of Madhuri Dixit. She doesn't even bite back. She don't think of that. She's focused on her job. She did an excellent work in her field of arts, right? So remember this chart: Grey Lizard, Scorpion, and Eagle, right?
All right.
Very good. So let's go back to.
So let's go to another interesting chart.
Okay, but is it all making sense now?
I mean, see, what you told about going to abroad is rolled out because he is nowhere
He's
going.
stuck with the motherland. Yeah, second lord in the
motherland. And again,
Sudan, hold on. That means what? That means what? You should never assign Surya for second house. If you were to be interpreting only classical astrology, I would have told him that, hey, your second lord in the 12th house, you must move out of the country. Isn't it? Your family will be in the 12th house, foreign land, right?
But
that means sun has got nothing to do with Leo.
But he has lost his father. So that is
he lost his father. Surya represents father. It represents the soul, energy. That is the engine of his entire horoscope. That is very weak. That's why he had a very troublesome childhood.
Yeah. And he has to come up on his own, and he has to put a lot of efforts, and
exactly.
And he has a lot of karmic debts to
pay back. That is why
because of what? Because of Saturn, right?
Saturn in the 4th house. It's exalted. It is shown here as green Saturn as well. 7th lord in the 4th house, and he will have a very cooperative type of a wife.
Okay.
Even though initial part of his married life will be troublesome. Is he married?
Yeah, he's married.
And his wife will be very traditional, very structured, organized person than him.
And he has 2 daughters.
Okay, that can be seen through the Uranus 5th house. So many other aspects can be seen. But what I wanted to just primarily focus is his travel, his early part of the childhood, and other things.
And what does the 10th house signify?
10th house is all about Karmasthanam. He has got Rahu there. Rahu always is like a other part of Sun. You know, Sun or Rahu in the 10th house gives something related to government jobs. Government-related activities. So some people may have Rahu there. They may not be exactly working for the government, but they may do certain aspects that goes toward the government. Finally, the customer will be government. You know, they may work for a private concern who is getting a contract job from government, for example. That is also possible, right? So Rahu in the 10th house can give you political career.
And 6th house is good, like disease.
6th house is all about Prarabdha karma. It is all about see, that is the very purpose of our karma. You know, see, if you look at where is the 10th house? So from 10th house, if you count, this is 7, 8, 9. So it is the bhagya of the karma. Right? Ninth house of, I'm talking about the Bhavad Bhavan effect. It is the ninth from the 10th.
Right, 9 from the 10th.
Isn't it? So it's the luck that you derive, more and more hard work you do, karma you do, your sixth house gets better and better. That is a challenge that is put in front of you.
I
right?
think
You have to work hard.
he has the responsibility of his ancestors.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right?
And then he will do a lot of, he will be a very sattvic person, being a Karkataka Lagna person, right? So he will be very sattvic, he will listen to the seniors, elders. His ninth lord is placed in the sixth house. He will do all the karmic activities and things like, he will be a very pious person also, very pious person.
Yeah, okay. I mean, what you said is true. He does help other people, like poor people and stuff. But he had a troubled childhood. Like he had a very difficult.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to the next one, last one. I don't know how much time we have taken already.
Okay. Let's take another good one then. Because I have 3 more charts to talk to you.
Let's take one enough, and then we can keep that for the next week.
Okay, in that way,
give me a very interesting horoscope.
No, what I'm saying is we can have a session of 2 charts in every meeting. That way we can cover other charts.
Exactly. We can do that as well. We can do that as well. So let's take the next date of birth. Can you see? I'm not going to save this because it's a unanimous chart. Right. I'm not going to save this. Tell me one more date of birth, please. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yeah. 10 May.
Okay.
1991.
1991. Okay, let's go to the timing.
15:10.
15:10, 3:10 p.m. Is it? Okay.
Mysore.
Okay. Is it male or female?
Male.
Male, and then it is the person is born in Mysore. Okay. Let's put this chart here and say okay. Okay, so this person, let's go to the basics here. See, why I'm doing this live, because I want all our users and viewers to see this Jagannath Hora. It is so easy. They can download it for free. There is no money that Jagannath Hora, the person Narsim Rao is going to charge for you, and it gives all the important points. You can, at one stretch, you can see even the Ashtaka Varga. We are going to make a video on Ashtaka Varga. These are very, very important points. I have not told you much about Ashtaka Varga. Ashtaka Varga points are to be always considered during the Gochara Palam. So everything is given free for you. I really like this person, Mr. P.V. Narsim Rao, who is there in, he's an Andhra person, he's a Telugu person, but he's settled in Boston, United States. He has done an outstanding job. Okay, so this person is born in the Lagna here. So let's go to the Lagna position, Kanya Lagna, under Uttara Nakshatra. And then where is Moon? The Moon is located in Uttara Bhadra, Meena Rashi. Is it correct?
Yes.
You know this. So we have entered the correct data. So classical astrology, what does it tell us? It says that it has got 5th house Rahu and Saturn. So this person will have some problem in having a child. Okay, 5th house is afflicted. 5th house Rahu gives delay in the childbirth. Number 1. Okay, I'm just seeing certain points. I'm not going to go and discuss the entire horoscope. Few points, what I see as per classical astrology, certain important points we will discuss. Okay, he has a beautiful Mars in the 10th house, very active Mars. Okay, so 8th Lord Mars goes to the 10th house, very research-minded personality. Okay, and then 11th house has got Ketu as well as Jupiter, very interesting. And Moon itself is in the 7th house. Okay, so this person will get a very, very good wife who treats him like mother. Okay, his wife will be very good. Is it correct? Just clarify me.
You just keep telling me. I'll come to the
very,
point.
very good person.
It's still not resonating.
Is he married?
Yeah, he's married. He has a son.
He has a son, is fine, but his wife is very, very good person.
Yeah,
very patient
person.
Yeah. 7th house represents Kalatra Sthanam. So it has got a very sattvic moon sitting in the 7th house. That's why I said that. And then 8th house has Surya. So whenever the Surya goes to 8th house, this person will be very research minded. Okay, 8th house is something which throws light on the gutter, you know.
But tell me what is his career? That may I can tell you that is resonating with the chart.
Chart or not. Okay, so first is the soul. Soul's purpose is to find something which is hidden. So that is the karma that he has got in this life. Wherever sun sits, that is the purpose of life, actually. I can say that, according to classical astrology. I have not gone to Greenstone Lobo yet. So sun's energy is always to find something which is hidden deep. Okay, and he is going to bring it up because it's exalted sun there, Surya. What is the degree? 25 degrees. Of course, it has gone 10 degrees, the exaltation point for sun in Mesha Rashi, but still, it is still in the same Rashi. It may be under different nakshatra, Bharani nakshatra anyway. Now, sun gives him research mind and 10th house Mars. Okay, the exchange, I mean, it's not exchange. The 8th Lord goes to the 10th house. So this man will be doing some kind of a scientific research work. Okay, and it involves Venus there also, and the Lord himself, Mercury, where he is sitting in the, there is an exchange of lords. See, Mars goes to the Mercury house and Mercury goes to the Mars house. So there is a deep connection of his karma and research work, 8th house. So whatever he does is he does the research work in isolated places, and his work will be secretive. You know, his type of job will be very secretive type of a work, which he will do.
No. He is not at all into research.
He is not at all in. I'm just going into.
Yeah. See, why I am telling you is based on his job, what he is doing. It is a very physical job. Just understand.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to tell me what it is right now. We will go and apply the outer planets. See, this is the live session that we are doing.
Right.
And we are trying to analyze what is as per classical astrology.
Yes.
Classical astrology.
I mean, whether the classical chart is coming closer to the.
We will try to put more into it. Okay. Right. So 10th Lord goes to the 8th house and 8th Lord goes to the 10th house. There is an exchange. Parivartana yoga is there. So 8th house is what, as I told you, it can be hard work. It can be research. I will take back that one. It's not hard work. It's a research. He does something in the labs and he will bring up some light because sun also together is there. And the combustion happens between sun and Mercury. So Mercury is just 0 degree. Okay, then I have to come back here, my friend. I have to come back to what? Remember, Bhava Charita Kundali chart. I'm not just seeing Rashi chart alone. Look at this. So his 10th house has only Venus. The Mars goes to the 11th. Okay. And then Mercury is there in the 8th house, which is correct. And Sun is no more there in the 8th house. It goes to 9th house. Okay. So 9th house Sun gives a good father for this man. Okay. This has to be there. That one I will write on a bond paper and give. His father is very nice, very benevolent person in the family. Okay. His father must have motivated him a lot. Okay. Unlike the previous chart you showed me, the father was in action, but whereas this father is very much there. And
his
look
father is like a head of the family, pillar for his family.
A pillar and very supportive, very nice gentleman he will be, his father. Okay. Let us look at the mother. Mother also being the Lord of 11th house in the 7th. He is very lucky with the parents, this boy or this man. There is no doubt about it. Okay, that's first thing. That's why you see Bhava Charita Kundali is to be seen for the positions always. Okay, his education is screwed up here. 5th house.
That's true.
5th house, 2 Algavadi planets, Rahu and Saturn, screws his education.
So no point of going into research.
Yeah, basic thing is missing. Number one. We are still in the classical astrology. We have not gone even there. So we have to refine our thoughts by just do not conclude anything just by Rashi. You have to look both simultaneous. That's why I always put in my
now I want now, because you got some hints, you are actually checking the Bhava Chalit. What I'm saying is we cannot get convinced just by the Rashi chart. I mean,
exactly
without any hints, if we had arrived at Bhava Chalit exactly, I think we were on dot, like direct on perfect target.
Perfect ones.
We
You
still
are
need,
right.
there's some kind of corrections in that Rashi and Bhavachalit.
You are perfectly right. But look at this. Why you said that this man works very hard, because his 10th lord goes to the 8th house. 8th house is not a comfortable place to be there. It will be ground. It is dusty. It is a lot of things. Okay, so it involves hard work. It is correct. But why he is not doing research? Because sun moves already. Sun is not there in the 8th house. It is in the 9th house of Bhagyasthana. So sun is 12th lord for him. 12th lord goes to the 9th house. So that means what does 12th house represents? 12th house represents losses.
Right. Moksha,
In the foreign land and all that, it represents losses.
Yes.
So loss Adipati goes to the Bhagya. So he would have spent a lot of money, or he don't have much savings there.
Okay.
So his luck is connected to Vyaya. So Vyaya of Bhagyam is happening for him.
Okay.
So that is there. Okay, and then he's supposed to enjoy a lot of benefits from his Jupiter being exalted, right? What is the angle in which Jupiter is there? Jupiter is at 12 degrees. See, Jupiter has the maximum exaltation point around 5 degrees in Karkataka Rashi. So it has gone past that, but still it will show its exaltation points. Being the Lord of 4th house in the 11th, that gives some benefits for him in land. He will have some inheritance from his parents.
Yes.
That's what classical astrology tells.
Okay.
The 4th house is very much related to Guru Bhagavan, Jupiter, and it goes and sits in the 11th house. So there is a gain from the mother family, and also gain from the lands. So there will be some properties. And 8th house, remember, is also related to inheritance. It has got a Mercury, which is a Shubha Graha there. Okay, so he will have some inheritance. He will have a support of his parents.
Right.
And then he lives an ordinary life, and he spends a lot of his luck. That's what we can say in one general.
He spends a lot of his luck.
He spends a lot of his luck. He is exhausting his luck that he got it from his past life.
Okay.
That's why he cannot. Okay, now let's put this from the perspective of Greenstone Lobo. I'm going to this website again. I'm also teaching our viewers how to do the Greenstone Lobo chart. Please see this. www.greenstonelobo.com. You can put it and look at this free horoscope. He has given it for free. So what initial should I put for this person? I don't want to know his name.
Just put Jim.
J-I-M?
J-Y-M.
J-Y-M?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, some Jim. Okay, doesn't matter. Now let's go to the date of birth again, please. Can you repeat his date of birth?
Sure. It's May 5th. 10th. Sorry.
10th of May. Okay.
1991.
Okay. And
3:10 p.m.
3:10 p.m.
Yeah.
15:10 p.m.
Mysore.
And the place of birth is Mysore. Okay, let's put that and try to analyze what is going on. Wow, now it's going to open a Pandora box.
Yeah, Pandora.
Right? Okay, so from here, we are not looking into Bhava Chalita chart and all that.
Really?
We are just focusing we will take it as it is.
Pluto is lucky.
His Pluto is there in the 3rd house of siblings, okay? And planet X goes to Vain, and 9th comes to the 3rd. So he's spending his luck also is shown here. So his father has given him a lot of strong foundation, but he himself is not making full use of that, and he's spending it all in one way or the other. Okay.
So, I mean, once he's all Purva Phala is exhausted, he has to, what he has to do? He has to
work back. If not, he will get into trouble, because look at his 10th house. It has got 3 red planets. 3 fall planets are there. Okay, and he has got even Ketu there in the 10th house, right? So he will not have that. See, if Mars alone is there in the 10th house, it gives a lot of active work. Mars has got the Digbalam in the 10th house. He's supposed to do that, but this is a red Mars, being the Lord of 8th house, sitting in the 10th. and that will make him to work hard. Like he can be a see the third house got.
You are arriving at the point. So
third house is all about what Pluto, right?
Mhm.
Third house is our arms, right? He may be a very strong man. This person can be like a very hardworking person, and he give eighth house is again. See, he's having sun there. Eighth house is about health. He's a man work for health, improving the health of others. Eighth house is like people like doctors. The doctors are born who can cure.
You have arrived, and I should reveal it. I should reveal it because now you have come exactly 3 points you have told very clearly. One,
wait, hold on.
Arms is right, hard work is right, helping others, health is right.
Yes, because eighth house is curing. It is a house of healing. When sun goes there, it heals someone else. It uplifts the health of someone else. Okay. So can he be a doctor, for example?
No.
But he may not be a doctor. Wait.
Chiron is not good.
Chiron is not good. Yes. Very good. You are a very, very good seeker. You are seeking things very fast. See, Chiron must be very good for doctors. I had told this in one of the previous sessions, right? Chiron is the healer. But Chiron, being the lord of 11th house, sits in the 12th from itself. So he cannot be a healer in terms of giving medicines to people. Right. He may be a physician, what is that called? Physiotherapy person. He can help them in doing some exercise, and then if there is a problem in his hand or some pain is there, he can do some physical healings. But he cannot do chemical healing, right, to people. Right? That's what we can say here. And then fourth house got Neptune. Okay, so the mother is very, very spiritual mother. Fourth house has got a extremely very, very good Neptune. So his mother has done a lot of good karmas in the family, and because of that mother, this entire family is standing on its level. I can say she's a very benevolent woman. His mother especially, isn't it? So Neptune is very bright for him in the fourth house. Seventh lord goes to fourth house. Even equally, his wife will be a very good person. He's very lucky with these two women, especially his mother and his wife. So that means these are the two main. One is BJP.
How do you define wife here? The chart?
Seventh house. Seventh lord going to the fourth house. So.
Oh, okay.
So normally, like BJP and Congress, they will fight, right? Your mother and your wife will be always fighting, and you will be.
But here they are very, very.
They are very, very
cordial.
Very, very cordial, and they support.
Which is the seventh lord here?
Seventh lord is Neptune, my friend. You forgot already.
No, I don't have that modern outer planets ownership.
Oh, okay. It will come to you. You discuss more and more sessions with me. You will become master. You will just like that. You will tell.
So sure. Neptune is also sitting in the fourth house. That means it's the mother's place. The relation between the seventh house and the fourth house, making that your wife and your mother will be very good partners. They always support each other. They will discuss what is the menu for today to cook, and they will cook together. It's not fighting. Okay, so connection between these two is good, and overall. 11th house Jupiter is excellent. Fourth lord going to 11th house. Any other doshas are there in the horoscope is all mitigated by the best placement of Jupiter. Jupiter in the 11th house gives him all comforts and things like that. Right? But ground reality. What is this guy? You don't have to tell his name, but you can tell. No. See, I don't have to tell his name. That it is irrelevant, but his characteristics are what you are saying is all correct, and his profession is right, gym instructor.
Oh, right? Oh, he runs a gym. Very good. Yes, that's correct.
He runs a gym. Right.
Yeah, because I'm seeing a doctor, but he's not a doctor. I'm seeing a researcher. He's not a researcher. He's somebody else who heals the people. Yes, gymnasium. Right. I mean, running a gym is a place of exercise.
Physical instructor.
Yes, he can be.
Right.
He can be. Very, very, very nice. A very, very right profession he is in, actually. Okay. That's correct. And Mars in the 10th house also. Mars is an activity. He's an active man. Even though it's a red Mars, 8th house is connected to 10th. See how beautiful the astrology looks, right? It's a beautiful science. See, once you really apply the outer planets and Greenstone Lobo concept with the knowledge of, with the complete knowledge
now, like
classical.
how we started, just imagine we started like research, then we came
Yes,
to the Bhava Chalit, and that didn't suit well with the Rashi chart. We moved the
correct.
sun. And now what you told, Mars, hard work. Okay, that worked. Now after that, what was the house of research you were talking about? Eighth house.
Eighth house.
But even in this chart, eighth house is sun. But in the Bhava Chalit, it has moved to the ninth house.
Ninth house, yes, correct. Because his Lagna, you see, is just 5 degrees. Very young, very nascent. It is just, the Lagna has just gone into 5 degrees of
5 degrees. So, like, may kind of the whatever you explained about his mother and father's support, those are all right. I mean, those we arrived without any kind of difficulty. I mean, you know, even the mothers and what do you call, daughter-in-law, right?
Yes.
Daughter-in-law's relationships are very nice, cordial, and he is into very active work, physical. Like he has a lot of strength in his arms.
Yes, physically
right?
very fit.
How did you arrive to that strength in the arms?
The Lagnadipati goes and sits where? The Mercury is shown as, of course, it is shown as red here, but actually in the Bhavachali chart, it goes to 8th house. See, okay. Lagnadipati goes to 8th house also shows very high concern and sensitivity towards the health.
Okay.
So 8th house, he is very concerned. He is very
See, he is very concerned about his diet, very concerned about his protein regime.
Second house is mouth. Look at the beautiful exalted planet Z in the second house.
So what do you see, like where is he going to attain his fame from?
His fame is all through this. What he is doing is correct, because planet Z is very famous in his chart. It goes and aspects his 8th house. Sun is also placed there. Okay. So 8th house is building the body, building the health of the persons physically. Okay, no chemical thing, no medicines, no pharmacology. It's only physiology.
So what is his future like? Financially, planet X is not good, right?
That is there. He's exhausting his luck. 9th lord goes to the fall.
Like, I didn't understand that part. Like, he's exhausting his luck. Where do you see his luck?
See, luck is all to be seen through 9th house. Okay, 9th house is a beautiful Taurus there. So Taurus is all about finances, then whatever you are provided with, the resources. It's a house of resources.
Okay.
So once that Lord goes and puts himself into the fall house, so what happens? You are exhausting a lot of resources that you got.
Okay.
See, Narendra Modi did not even have a father for a long period of time. Right? He was not gifted with anything, good childhood, but he came on his own. But this guy is given everything. But if that provision would have been given to Narendra Modi, he would have become something else, maybe. We don't know.
I mean, we
but
cannot
this
say
guy, this guy did not fully utilize the goodness of his parents.
So you meant to say that some kind of carelessness is there in place? Some
kind of carelessness is there. He screwed up his education because he has got that Saturn slow planet in the 5th house.
Okay. So if you say that he inherited his property, or he inherited from his mother,
he will get everything. He will get a very good family life. Nothing to see. Second house Z is there. Planet Z we put in now in the Classical Astrology.
For life there is no difficulty. For leading a good life, he has no problem.
No problem.
So what do you see as a problem then?
His main concern is he will not become too rich guy. He will not accumulate, self-accumulated wealth will not grow high. So he will be an ordinary middle class or slightly upper middle class man. That's it. He will not be known for his own earnings, that he's a software engineer. He went to US, you earned 5 lakhs per month. Something like that may not happen.
I mean, in what way his chart is significant then? Why?
He is a provider. He works for the society. He helps society. He is very patriotic person. 4th house got Neptune. He is very patriotic. Okay. He may not like to go abroad and all that. He likes to do good things for his own society of people. That is the.
Apart from that, what is his soul's purpose? What is his chart signify?
Always look at Sun, Surya.
Okay.
There in the 8th house. according to this. 8th house is all about healing, upbringing. In fact, his friend circle will be, some people will be in a very low level also. He will try to help them.
Yeah, he also has a habit of giving for finances. He gives money, takes them.
Exactly. He can even lend money, but sometimes he is too lazy to collect back from the people who are not in a good position to return back.
He will kind of give them some lenience or some kind of.
Yes. He's not like like a loan shark.
Yeah, he is not like that Badi Bangarama who goes and.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
In Singapore, we call it as loan sharks.
They
are like sharks. They come and bite you if you don't pay them. Yeah, sorry, I was using the Singapore term. Exactly, that is the local slang.
Right.
Okay, so I think we have done a beautiful example here, and I think we also explained the outer planets for celebrities, the two big celebrities that India has seen. And we should stop here. What do you think? So let's stop here.
Definitely.
It was a wonderful
more than 1 hour, and
lovely talking to you.
Has been very informative, and we actually gave a lot of information apart from the tutorials. This is like real-time analysis,
yes, I believe in that, because I want to just apply the knowledge. See, everybody can give knowledge.
Yeah, unless you don't apply, you don't get the result.
You don't get it. You don't get it. You should apply your knowledge. That's the very important point here. Okay. So thank you very much.
All right, Gopala sir. Thank you for your time.
Lovely evening, and it was worthwhile spending 1.5 hours.
Have a nice week, and use your planets for your best use.
Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.
See you next week. Bye bye.